It is the Motown Phenom himself, Kevin Lee, who is back in the UFC. I mean, we thought he was going PFL. We thought that's the direction life was taking him. And then out of the blue, he's got a picture with Dana White. He's back in the UFC. Talk to me. How did this all come about? Because the last time we spoke, I felt like you were just waiting to tell me the ink was dry on the contract that you were in the PFL. So how did this all change?
Yeah, I was real close to signing a contract. I was. It was some upside to it. They offered big money and all this, but I think there was enough word to get around that I was about to sign with PFL, and UFC saw the opportunity, and we had a talk, and I feel like the talks went good. They saw where I was coming from, and they see where my goals is at. My goal is always to be the best fighter in the world, and I feel like even that is over the money value that PFL was bringing. And the different opponents that they was. At the end of the day, what did I start this for? I started this to be the best in the world and make myself proud of me. So that kind of was my goal. And our went well. They see I'm in a different space. I feel like within the first 30, 40 seconds, they can see where I'm at with it. And rest is going to be history.
I love it. So you bring up some interesting points there, right? Because I thought part of maybe the PFL journey would just be a fresh start, right? Something new. Because as you said, the first run in the UFC didn't necessarily go the way you wanted. You were kind of unhappy about some things. And so I thought maybe this man's looking for a fresh start. So was that a difficult choice? Because you're absolutely right. You want to be the best in the world. You know you're going to get consistently the best challenges in the UFC. They've got the deepest roster, no question about it. But there are opportunities to make money in other places. And, I thought maybe the fresh start aspect of it would appeal to you. Was that a challenge at all? Or did you say, no, I'm good going back to the UFC?
That would have. I see what you're saying. Maybe it would have felt like a fresh start, but honestly, this sport is all the same. Once you get into the cage, you lock that door. It's does it matter if you got PFL or UFC on your shorts necessarily? So I don't feel like it would have necessarily been a fresh start in that aspect, right? For PFL, for me, it would have been about the money. That would have been the fresh start. Is a different contract. It's looking a little nice. The opponents is all different. But if we being totally honest, ignore the cat right there. If we being totally honest, the caliber just isn't the same. If I would have won a PFL championship, it wouldn't have been the same as even being top 5 of the UFC. And just in my heart of hearts, that's where it's at. I feel like this is a fresh start in the UFC now. I'm up a weight class. I'm at 170, and it's a permanent. It's not like before where I was kind of dibbling and dabbling, knowing that I was going to go back down to 55. This time I'm 100% locked in on this division, and that by itself feels like a fresh start.
Yeah, I can see that. So talk to me about your approach to welterweight, right? We know how difficult lightweight was on your body, but here's what I've seen over years. Sometimes guys move up a weight class, and then they end up packing on so much muscle in their new weight class that they're still doing the same damn weight cut. I'm like, why'd you even make the move? So what's your plan? I mean, do you feel like, I need to bulk up if I'm going to 170, or are you like, no, I'm going to be on the leaner side, so I'm not putting myself through those weight cuts?
I've bulked up a little bit. I've added on a few pounds. And I feel like it's just came natural almost through me healing with the injuries and everything too. It wasn't like, okay, I'm deciding, okay, I'm going to try and put on. I hear guys talk crazy like, oh, I'm going to put on 10 extra pounds of muscle. I didn't even get close to that. I put on a few pounds. I might have bulked up, but it's more so I'm just going to not be draining myself, and not leave a lot of that my soul and stuff in that tub before I get ready to fight. And I think that's going to be the biggest thing. And now, like I said, I'm fully locked in on the division. So now I see where the path is to the title. It's not, okay, I can fight this guy, then maybe go back down here, fight this guy. I can maybe do this, do that. It's no, I got a fully locked in system now, and I know where I'm going to be at. And I think that's going to give me a lot of focus.
For sure, no doubt about it. Training, you going to remain in Florida? I know you moved there. Are you coming to Vegas? How's training going to look for you?
No, I'm going to stay down here in Florida. I got a really solid team at Kill Cliff, and a lot of the top welterweights. And I'm hanging in there with a lot of the top welterweights. So size is no longer going to be a factor. And they know how to train guys around my weight, and Henry Hoof is one of the best minds of the sport. That's unquestionable. I kind of miss TriStar a little bit. I kind of miss training up in Canada, but you know, with all that COVID and quarantine and all this stuff, Florida's my home now for sure.
You started to say cold. I thought you were saying the cold, man. It gets freezing up there. I thought you were talking about the weather, not the COVID.
The COVID, they Canada went a little crazy on me. So, you know, Florida, where it's freedom, you know, it's America. We love it. And yeah, it's kind of nice down here. I think I'm staying here for a long time.
That's awesome. Talk to you about the overall life schedule, right? Fatherhood now, that changes things up a little bit. The patterns, the responsibilities. I know what it does emotionally to you, but just logistically, like you got to get up and feed, and you got to do all these things. Are you sleeping normal yet, or is this? Or how's life that schedule going?
It's a little wild, but I love it. I love it. You know, it's as you can hear in the background, it's a little wild, but I'm an adjuster. You know, I know how to adjust, and I know how to work with everything, and I love it. I love every minute of it. Honestly, I feel like I should have had a kid 10 years ago. I feel like I shouldn't have listened to people saying how hard it was going to be. It's honestly, it's great. It's great. It gives me so much more of a sense of purpose and being. And I feel like that's what you're really going to see next time I fight, for sure. It's great. Everything.
I love it. We all try to act like we got everything, you know, perfect in our lives, but we got the cat climbing around, we got the dog barking, we got the baby waking up. You know, it's just real life. That's what we all deal with, right?
I'm at home. You know, I trained this morning. I came back, and you know, yeah, that's where we at.
I love it. All right, well, you talked about it. What we're going to see in the next fight, so I'll leave you with this one. When is that next fight going to happen? Because now we know where it's going to happen. We know what's going on. What's the plan?
I was hoping for April. You know, they've got a car here in Miami. That would have been a great homecoming, but as close as it's getting, is not looking like that's where it's going to be. We throwing out some names. You know, I think Sean Brady is a fight that should happen. A lot of people don't understand that was the fight I was supposed to have, and he got hurt, and I fought Daniel Rodriguez on short notice. It was actually scheduled to be me and Sean Brady first. So I would love to run that one back. I know he's coming off a loss, and you know he's looking to get back in there in the thick of things. So you know, as soon as possible, I'm ready to fight. I've been begging. I've been literally begging for a fight since October, and you know, dealing with all these contracts and all these negotiations and all this stuff, it has pushed me all the way back to February. But I'm ready to fight, and we're gonna see who's out there.
I love it, man. You say you locked in on the division. You ain't joking. You're shooting for the top of it right away, man. That's what I like to see.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys. You know, I think when I called out Khamzat, right? I called him out a couple weeks ago. I was dead serious. I'm dead serious about that fight. I would love that fight. If they did that next, I would love it. I like the Swedish dude, but I don't know if it's gonna happen. I think he's going up to 185, or you know, he's gonna do his own thing. But when I say I'll fight the toughest guys, people know me. People know this is what I do, and I'm here for the biggest challenges.
Much respect, man. That's exciting to hear. Well, Kevin, looks like you're in a good place, man. Sounds like you're in a great place, and excited to have you back in the UFC. You know, whoever it is, it's going to be a big matchup, and we'll be watching.
Absolutely it is. So yeah, hopefully we get something done pretty soon. You should be hearing from me soon.